An eighth member of YSL has officially turned into a snitch. Is this the end for Young Thug? Watch until the end for all the details. The members of Young Slime Life that have been living behind bars for the last 9 months are finally having their day in court. Dressed in dapper suits and accompanied by defense attorneys on their sides, multiple members have already faced Judge Earl Glanville. Upon hearing their counts read aloud consecutively, many have accepted plea deals to snitch on Young Thug in exchange for lighter sentencing and possibly even their freedom. The most recent alleged gangster to turn informant is a co-founder of the group itself. Troctavius Stevens, known to many as Tick, was more than happy to spill his guts following a shocking day in court. The scene was something straight out of Law & Order, as 3 men accused of being gangsters in YSL entered the court. First up to face Judge Earl Glanville was Tinquarius Mender, aka Nard. Prosecutors have turned up the heat on Nard, pushing to hand him a 50-year sentence if convicted of the charges against him. It was no matter to Nard, who appears to have an undying loyalty to Young Thug. Stone cold, and to the surprise of everyone in attendance, Nard rejected the plea deal being offered to him. It was no matter to Fannie Willis and her team of prosecutors either, who had Durante Beebe coming in next. Unlike Nard, B is fighting a life sentence. But like his YSL brother Nard, B zipped his mouth and decided not to snitch. After starting 0 for 2, the prosecution turned towards Tick. Tick was more than happy to talk in exchange for a plea deal, and he had a lot to say. In exchange for opening his mouth, Tick is set to have his punishment for 2 counts of racketeering converted into 2 years served, with an additional 8 years of probation. So what was the information provided for this extreme leniency? Tick began by confirming that yes, YSL is indeed a gang, and there are at least 3 members in it. More so, Tick admitted to being one of Young Slime Life's founding members, a literal OG. Next, Tick got into specifics. He admitted to, quote, brandishing a gun at an undercover police officer that was surveilling a vehicle that was hijacked from a woman. Pretty damning, but things would only get worse for the YSL informant. Next, Tick went into the origins of the gang. Originally, the group went by the name Rock Crew, possibly referring to the narcotics they pushed on the Atlanta area. According to Tick, Rock Crew evolved and grew into what the public knows as Young Slime Life. All of this was bad for Young Thug, but the next piece of evidence directly tied Thugga to a murder. Tick unveiled text messages from Young Thug to a group chat filled with YSL members. The text from Thug's phone poses a grisly question to Tick. Quote, y'all ain't beat him up or shoot him yet? Y'all getting soft, close quote. I think it's hard to argue that Young Thug was doing anything other than pushing for more murder on the Atlanta streets. As if direct evidence was bad enough, things progressively got worse for Young Thug. Unlike his fellow YSL inmates, Tick's plea agreement prevents him from pleading the 5th in future trials. Now, a confirmed YSL associate will be forced to talk in court. The fountain of information that Tick has provided for Fulton County prosecutors is extensive, but they're still pushing for more. It's unclear as to whether lyrics will be allowed in the case as evidence. Prosecutors have been pushing for it, with many of Young Thug's songs detailing YSL crimes. In Young Thug's hit You, a verse can be heard describing Tick committing a crime. The verse goes, she getting robbed by Tick. If these songs will be allowed as evidence, the 8th snitch may be the final nail in Young Thug's coffin.